And politics, it is like liquor. When you drink too much of it, you get drunk. And people get drunk on power. But even the fumes of power can get you drunk. Some people have gotten drunk on just the fumes of power.
So today I want to talk about the Jamaican election 2025, and things are getting really, really interesting on the campaign trail with this election. So you can tell that this election is going to be sometime in September, either September or October, because things are getting really interesting on the campaign trail. So in today's video, I want to talk about Lisa Hanna. Lisa Hanna announced earlier this year that she's going to be exiting politics. So I want to cover that, and also the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, on the campaign trail. And Andrew Holness is going hard out there on the campaign trail. So those two things are that I want to talk about today. So let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about Lisa Hanna. So Lisa Hanna announced a few months ago that she's going to exit politics this year, that she will no longer be running for re-election in the 2025 election. And to me, that is a travesty. This is a big loss for the People's National Party, because the reality is that Lisa Hanna is a national treasure. Lisa Hanna, I remember when Lisa Hanna entered politics, and Lisa Hanna was one of the rising stars in politics. She was such a natural. And when she entered politics, I believe that a lot of people thought that, look, Lisa Hanna could be the Prime Minister of Jamaica one day. So it is such a travesty that to see her exiting politics at such a young age, because I believe that Lisa Hanna still has more to offer to Jamaica. And I know Lisa Hanna I've known her since 1993 when she won the Miss World, and I met her at the Jamaica Pegasus when I was working at Pegasus. The same year I started working at Pegasus, 1993, that was the same year she won Miss World. And I met her that time, and I remember meeting her, and she was such a down-to-earth person. So to watch her in her politics and how she goes around in the community, and she's such a natural, such a down-to-earth person, I believe that this is a big loss for the People's National Party, and I don't know how they're going to replace her. And even with her exiting this election now, there are people out there saying that, look, they believe that she would have been a stronger competition for the Prime Minister of Jamaica, that she would give Andrew Holness more of a challenge than Mark Golding can ever give Andrew Holness. But I don't know. Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on that. Do you believe that Lisa Hanna would give Andrew Holness a stronger run for his money than Mark Golding could ever give Andrew Holness? And Lisa Hanna, she went on her Instagram and she was reflecting on the past in terms of her entering politics and some of her accomplishment in politics. So I'm just going to play a bit of what Lisa Hanna was, a bit of reflection of Lisa Hanna.
You know that I'm transitioning and retiring from politics. It's been a great 18 years. Would not have traded it for anything. The good, the bad, the intriguing, you name it. So as I move into this new phase, I thought it would be fun for me to go back and look at some of the other phases in my life that have meant a lot to me, and to show you some pictures and tell you what I felt and where those moments were. Okay. So, oh wow. This picture was when I had basically finished Miss World. Thin eyebrows were in. I think I took out too much in the arch. And this picture was actually a photo shoot that I did with one of my German Shepherds. I must have been like maybe 1920, I think. And for some reason, it ended up on the cover of a Tourism Jamaica book printed by one of the publishers. I don't know how they got it. And I remember asking them, well, how did you get this picture and why is it there and you haven't compensated me for it at all? And they said, well, your father just gave us a picture. We asked him for a picture and he gave us. And I was like, really? So it's in all the airports. People, I never gave them permission. They're using it. But you know what? Um, it is what it is. This picture was at King's House. This was a swearing in of Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller after we won the election in December 2011. And it was special because I remember I worked my ass off in that election. I was region chair for Region 1. I helped to take back 2 seats from the JLP because we beat them, and we took back Northwest, Southwest. We had 3 seats in St. Anne, and I remember being very tired in this picture because Louise made my dress, but I was coming out of that campaign, running, hills and valleys and organization and late nights to putting on and being glamorous, and it felt a little strange, getting dressed up again and having the hair done. My mother did my hair, and of course I have on the Wonder Woman cuff, but yeah, loved it. Great time. Wow, this was walking to Parliament, I think, after I just cut my hair and people didn't recognize me. So I debuted that. It was a cool haircut. I don't think I would have done it again. Yeah, move on. Oh God, this is just bad makeup. Ugh, ugh. But it was an important picture because that was the day I was being sworn in as a Minister of Youth and Culture, and that I was now placed in the Prime Minister and the government's cabinet, which was a big deal. I was 32. I was now going to be in charge of managing the country's culture, Jamaica 50 celebrations. Lord, that was a big responsibility for someone just being thrust into that, and that came with its own thing. This picture is the official ministerial picture that hung in all of the agencies under the Ministry of Youth and Culture. It was the official government picture. My hair was a lot short. It was on my shoulder. That dress was made by Louise, and it was the dress that I debated in. It was the dress I wore in the national debates. Did pretty well in those debates, actually.
Okay, so that was Lisa Hanna, and trust me, Lisa Hanna is going to be missed in politics. And I know that she's still going to do a lot for Jamaica in her public life. I know that she's very active on Instagram. She's very active in the community, not just as a politician, but as a proud Jamaican who loves to give back. So I wish her all the best, and I know that she's not going anywhere. She might be exiting politics, but I still think that she has a lot to contribute to Jamaica. So up next, let's talk about Dr. Andrew Holness, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, aka Bro God. So Andrew Holness is on the verge of doing something that I think only one prime minister has ever done in the history of Jamaica, and that was PJ Patterson, where Andrew Holness is trying to win a 3rd term as prime minister of Jamaica. PJ Patterson is the longest serving prime minister in the history of Jamaica, serving, I think he did 18 years. And Andrew Holness is right close behind him, trying to accomplish that, like winning the third election. And I'm going to say this. I believe that when Bruce Golding had to step down from office, the best decision that the Jamaica Labour Party ever made was putting up Andrew Holness as the front runner at that time, because Andrew Holness knows how to campaign. Andrew Holness knows how to win an election. And I believe that the Prime Minister of Jamaica, that he got that Barack Obama effect. When Barack Obama came into politics and Barack Obama changed politics forever with that dynamic speaking ability and being so charismatic. When you look at the Prime Minister of Jamaica on the campaign trail, and just the way he put his words together, just the type of words that he used, just is so charismatic, coming up with slang like the bro god, using the bro god thing and the clerks and all of those type of thing. That is a man that knows how to campaign. And as I said, whether you're a PNP or a JLP, you have to give that to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And I don't know, people can decide on what he's doing as a prime minister, if he's a good prime minister or he's not a good prime minister. But the thing is, you have to win an election in order to prove yourself. And gone are the days when you can just go on the campaign trail and people are out there like falling asleep because you're so boring. This man knows how to win an election, and seeing him on the campaign trail now. So Dr. Andrew Holness was on the campaign trail recently at a gospel concert that the Jamaica Labour Party held a gospel concert. And trust me, this man was out there like it's a sound clash, the way he put his words together. So this is the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, on the election campaign.
When we speak here, and I'm speaking to several thousands of people here, but when you take all the independent broadcasting that is taking place, I'm looking at several phones pointed at the platform, and they are all reaching hundreds and thousands of people independently being broadcasted. So every speech you make is being broadcasted and is cutting across various segments of the population. There are some people who won't take offense to some things that you say, but there are others that will. And some politicians will calculate, all right, who am I going to offend and who am I going to gain? That is what you call the popularity game. As leader of the country, I don't have that luxury to play the popularity game. I still have to serve all publics, all people of Jamaica. And no matter what is said and what is done, ultimately, I am the standard bearer for the standards of the country and the society, and I cannot compromise that. So, my brothers and sisters in Christ, it is a blessing to be gathered here in Whole Harbour. Not just as members of a political movement, but as people of faith, united in the belief that God is sovereign over all things, including politics and governance. There are things that I will readily admit that it is not within my control. And politics, it is like liquor. When you drink too much of it, you get drunk. And people get drunk on power. But even the fumes of power can get you drunk. Some people have gotten drunk on just the fumes of power. We are reminded tonight that even on the political platform, the standards of righteousness must not be lowered. Our politics must reflect the wholesomeness of our people and the spiritual values that we must uphold as a nation. You know, we live in a time where the modern thought is that we are all free to do what we want to do. In other words, there are persons who would want you to feel that freedom of choice, freedom of expression, the freedoms that we have means that there is no standard. there is no value. And unfortunately, value has been reduced to what you can buy, meaning that we confuse the value of morality with the value of money. And even political parties sometimes get into that game where we seek to make commitments and promises about how much money you're going to get. And not enough time is spent on how we're going to truly improve the quality of your life, how we're going to make you better, happier, spiritually whole and sound, more peaceful, more caring, more environmentally conscious. These are important values, important things that our politics need to embrace. Raise these issues here because, after all, this is a gospel concert. So, there are those who have used the political stage primarily to bring down people, thinking that popularity can be earned through profanity. But I say to you, as I have written to my political party to say, we are not in a race to the gutter. It is said that the General Secretary of the opposing party has said that if we go low, they go lower. We don't join that. We are not into that. No, we can't do that. The Jamaica Labour Party does not and will not trade the dignity of the people for denigration and disgrace. No, we are not going to do that. We must be guided by Psalms 19 verse 14. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight. Oh. We have a tendency to believe that word is wind. In today's world, wind is energy. So word is not an ineffectual thing. Word shapes. Word shapes minds. Words guide our hearts. Words signal what kind of leadership we have. So, my fellow Jamaicans, we are also living in a time when truth is being sacrificed at the altar. Lies, half-truths are being spread by the opposition. Not just in the heat of a campaign, but as part of a sustained strategy to mislead and confuse. And I want to point that out to you tonight. That not everything you hear in social media, not everything you hear in the newspapers, on the radio, and certainly on the opposition platform is true. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. But they that deal in truth are his delight. We as the government, we have an obligation to deal in truth.